Okay, quick question. If I gave you two books, one that made BookTok absolutely loses its mind, and another fantasy romance that people literally cannot stop talking about, would you love them or skip them? Well, that's exactly what we are finding out today. Welcome to the very first episode of Read It or Skip It. So, where we talk about the viral books and decide if they are actually worth your time. So, yes, hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I am Winnie, and if you love books, honest opinions, and no necessary sugar coating, you are in the right place. So, this is the first episode of Read It or Skip It. Every episode, we will pick one or two popular books, talk about them without spoilers. And by the end, I'll tell you one thing, that should you read it or should you just skip it? So, yes, grab your coffee, grab your snacks, and let's get into today's books. So, our first book is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. So, now if you have been on BookTok for even 5 minutes, I'm pretty sure you have heard this name. Some people love it, some people absolutely hate it. And honestly, I can understand both the sides. But before you even think about picking this book up, there's something you need to know, that indeed this is a dark romance. I mean dark, capital D. So this book comes with a lot of trigger warnings, so please don't go into it thinking it's a cute romance. It definitely is not. So without giving spoilers, Haunting Adeline follows Adeline, an author who moves into her grandmother's old house. Everything seems fine until she realizes that someone has been watching her. And that's when we meet the Great Zed Meadows, probably one of the most talked about fictional men on BookTok. You will either end up loving him or question everyone who does. So, but here's the part nobody talks about enough, that the story isn't just about romance, it also dives into human secret organizations and justice. So that exactly this storyline made the book much more interesting for me. My opinion, what I loved is the pacing of the story. The chapters are so addictive that you will keep saying, "Was a core chapter," and suddenly it's like for 4 a.m. and 5 a.m. So trust me, it's dangerous. What I didn't love was that some scenes were a bit too much for me, and I completely understand why this book isn't for everyone. So, read it or skip it. For me, I would say that read it. Only if you are comfortable reading dark romance and if you have checked all the trigger warnings. Otherwise, please skip it. So, my rating for this book would be 4.5 out of 5. So, now the second book we have is the Quicksilver. Okay, so now let's leave the darkness behind for a second, and our next book is Quicksilver by Callie. And honestly, I did not expect to love this book as much as I did. Wow! If fantasy books usually scare you because of complicated maps and confusing names, I'm on your team. And don't worry, this one is actually pretty easy to get into. So, without a spoiler, the story follows Ceres. She's just trying to survive until one decision completely changes her life. Suddenly, she is thrown into a magical world full of secrets, politics, danger, and one very interesting man, the Kingfisher. That's all I'm going to say. And trust me, the chemistry between them is just insane. So the slow burn, the banter, the tension, everything, it just works. So my opinion, what I loved the most was the world building. It's detailed. It's absolutely not confusing. You actually feel like that you are inside the story. And the ending, don't even get me started. It left me starting at the wall. So, but yes, one warning though, that the third book isn't out yet. So, yes, we are all waiting together. So, what's the verdict? Should I read it or should I skip it? So, this one is pretty easy. It's absolutely read it. Especially if you love fantasy, romance, slow burn, and amazing banter, then this book is for you. So, of course, it's 5 out of 5. So, that's it for today's episode of Read It or Skip It. If you have read either of these books, did you love them or would you tell people to skip them? Let me know in the comments whatever your book thoughts or your favorite characters in the books. And if there's a book or a series you want me to review next, drop that too. I might feature it in the next video. So yes, if you enjoyed hanging out with me, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps support a new creator and I would love to have you along with this journey. I'll see you in the Read It or Skip It episode 2. Until then, happy reading and remember, life is too short to read boring books. So that's a big no for me. So yeah, that's it for today. Bye bye. Okay guys, before you click off this video, I have a little bonus segment for you guys, because let's be real, every reader goes through the same cycle. I have been there too. So if you finish an amazing book, you sit there for 5 minutes questioning your entire existence, then have the very next thing you do is open Goodreads, open Instagram or search on Google books like Haunting Adeline, dark books for me, which has Falana Dimgana characters and it's morally grey. So come on, don't lie, we have all done it. So I thought instead of making you do all the hard work, why not recommending a few books that give me similar sort of vibes. So let's just start with a quick dark romance readers. So yes, if you loved Haunting Adeline, so if you finished Haunting Adeline and your first thought was, I need another morally grey man in my life, first of all, are you even okay? And second of all, here are my beautiful recommendations for you girlies. That is Does It Hurt by H.D. Carlton. Let's start with Does It Hurt by the same author. Now don't go into expecting another St. Meadows because it's completely different story, but what stays the same in the writing style is that it's dark, it's mystery, there's suspense, there's romance, and throughout the book you are constantly wondering, wait, what is actually going on here? Like, this is so dark and very good. Like, it's a chef's kiss. So I personally loved how unpredictable it was. Every time I thought I knew what was happening, but the story just said nope. So if you enjoyed the emotional intensity and darker atmosphere of Haunting Adeline, I think you will gonna really enjoy this one too. The Ritual, second book which I would recommend is The Ritual by Sandy Tessier. Next up is the Hart, The Ritual. Now if you are someone who loves secret society, college romances, power dynamics, morally grey characters and books that made you go, what did I just read? Then welcome, you are at the right place. You're probably going to enjoy The Ritual. It's intense, it's addictive, but again at the same time, please check the trigger warnings. So before starting, because I don't want anyone coming back and saying, Finny, why didn't you warn me? I warned you twice. So yes. Third book which I'm gonna recommend you is that The God of Malice. Now it's also written by Rina Kent. So before that, prepare yourself because this woman knows how to write absolutely unhinged character. The male leads, red flags, huge red flags, like the kind of red flags that would make our best friend say, girl, just run. But somehow, in fiction, they just work. Like, that's never gonna happen, please. So, Rina Kent's books are emotional, messy, dramatic, toxic, basically everything dark romance readers secretly love. And if obsessive characters and emotional scenes are your thing, definitely give this one try. Quick reminder, but again, I just really want to say this in a serious tone, that this one more time because it's important. Dark romance isn't for everyone, and that's completely okay. You don't have to force yourself to like a book just because it's trending on BookTok or the other social media platforms. Read what makes you happy. That's all that matters. So yes, if you loved Quicksilver, now let's move on to the fantasy section. And honestly, I think fantasy readers are one of the most patient people on this planet, because why are we all okay with waiting 2 years for the next book? Anyways, if Quicksilver left you with a massive book hangover, these are the books I would recommend to you. So the first book we have is quite predictable, everybody knows, that is The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I am going to recommend this every single time whenever I make videos. So first it has to be Fourth Wing, and honestly, if you haven't read it yet, what are you doing? You have got dragons, magic, enemies to lovers, one of the most favorite trope of everyone's, found family, amazing action scenes, and one of the best fictional men ever. The pacing of the story is just incredible. You'll literally fly through the pages, and trust me, once you finish book 1, you will immediately want book 2. Second in the series, the bonus segment we have for fantasy is that Powerless series by Lauren Roberts. Next is Powerless. So now the book absolutely took over BookTok, and not only BookTok, all over the social media platforms, and I can see why. The banter, it's absolutely 10 out of 10. The chemistry, amazing. The slow burn, worth the wait. If Enemies to Lover is your favorite trope, this one deserves a place on your TBR, please. No mercy. It's one of those books where you keep smiling while reading, because the conversations, the banters, the chemistry between the characters, just so good. Third book which we have is When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And finally, When the Moon Hatched now is the one. Is slightly different. It's slower, more emotional. The writing is just beautiful. The world building is much richer. So if you are someone who enjoys getting completely lost in a fantasy world and doesn't mind taking their time with the story, I think you will really appreciate this one. It's the kind of book you don't want to rush, you just experience. So this time, finally, I'm wrapping up. So that's the whole my recommendation list as a bonus segment. Now it's your turn. I need your help because my TBR is already out of control, but somehow I am always looking for more books. Tell me in the comment section below what one book that you think everyone should read at least once. It can be romance, fantasy, thriller, whatever. Literary fiction is something I don't read much, but if you have one interesting one, I'm happy to read. Anything, who knows? Your recommendation might actually end up in the next episode of Read It or Skip It. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It would genuinely help support my channel, especially when we are just getting started. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next episode of Read It or Skip It. Until then, happy reading, and remember one thing, life is just too short to stay in a reading slump. So yes, bye.